Can I really turn a book into $1 million? Well, I found a handful of YouTube tutorials and blog posts claiming to teach authors how to earn $1 million from their books. I'll be testing out some of these theories step by step. No guarantees, just an adventure. Will it work? Okay, hello. By now you know that I am on a journey to see if I need to debunk some theories out there about how to make $1 million selling a book, whether it's a hardback or an ebook, doesn't matter. Or do I need to embrace some of these ideas? Because quite frankly, my sales have not been where I would like them to be for some of my books, in particular, my last book. And this is the one that we're going to be going on a journey with. This is called a book. Just a generic title. It's just a book. A book. That way, when you're on a plane, a train, and a coffee shop somewhere, and somebody says, "What are you reading?" you can confidently say a book. And this is all about my writing journey, how I've gone from being never wanted to be an author to a 10-time published author, and how you can do it too. So there are some inspirational stories and some actual how-to tips in there. But the sale of that book hasn't been so great. So, one of the things that I have been seeing, and I'm going to try several of the tips that I have been seeing, is to play around with the SEOs. If you don't know what that is, it's basically search engine optimization. Now, my book is placed on Amazon, and I use Amazon KDP to publish my book. And on the back end of that, there is a place to go to put in different keywords, things that people might be searching for. And like I said, I've been seeing all over the internet, places like YouTube and blog posts on how to put in the right keywords for your Amazon KDP books. And I'm going to go ahead and try that today. We're just going to go ahead and look at the back end of my book and see if maybe it's my keywords that are stopping it from selling. Now, I don't know if this is actually going to boost sales or not. This is one of those theories that I need to find out about to see if it needs to be debunked or if it works. So let's go look at the back end, and you can join me through this entire process. But I did something. I decided rather than going through the hassle of doing all of the research myself to find out what would be the best keywords, I decided to use Grok for a deep search. Grok is one of the better AI deep search engines. I think each one of the different AI platforms have their own good uses. For example, I think that for descriptions and certain things, ChatGPT is pretty good. For writing, there's always Claude. You can always use Gemini, whatever you want. But for deep research, I asked Grok to tell me what the 5 best KDP words for a book being sold on Amazon right now are. And then I gave it a copy of the link. It had trouble finding the original link, so I went and gave it a longer link. And it came back and it said, based on the book's content, it's a memoir style personal journal combined with practical guidance, blah, blah, blah. And it kind of browsed through my book a little bit. These are the keywords that it told me to use. So now we're going to go take a look at my actual keywords that I'm using right now. And as you'll see, I have how to write a book, self-publishing tips, how to publish a book, write and publish your book, memoir writing guide, writing motivation and inspiration. So let's see if any of my keywords match what Grok is telling me. Self-publishing guide. Let's see, is self-publishing guide there? No, but I do have self-publishing tips. So I could simply change tips to guide. See if that makes a difference. Next one says how to write memoir. I'm sure that should have been how to write a memoir. Let's see, memoir writing guide. Okay, let's change it. How to write a memoir. Alrighty. What else did they suggest? They said aspiring author motivation. Do I have that there? Huh. Yeah, sort of. How about aspiring author motivation? Change it a little bit. We're going to change it up just a bit. KDP self-publishing tips. Oh, well, I don't necessarily have that. How about we put it right here? KDP self-publishing tips. See if that changes anything. And then indie author workbook. That's interesting. Why don't we put right here, indie author workbook. All right, so I've gone and changed those keywords. One of the other things that I asked is what would be a really good subtitle? And it suggested a memoir and guide to self-publishing your story. So let's see if I have a subtitle. In fact, I don't remember ever putting a subtitle in here. Here we go. Oh, unfortunately, it says that once the book has been published, a subtitle cannot be added. Well, that's a bummer because now I'm not going to be able to add a new subtitle in and hopefully, sort of boost that a little bit. But I also talked about the back end keywords. Let's see. I can't change the subtitle. We changed some of the keywords. And now we're going to go ahead and monitor the reports coming out of this and see if it changes anything. But first, I need to publish my changes. Let me go ahead and save and continue. All right. And we still want to save and continue because my changes have not yet been published. All right. And last but not least, I need to give it the rights. We're going to publish my paperback book again. So this doesn't actually change anything about the publishing of my book. My book's already on Amazon for sale. All I'm doing is updating my back end, and they're just going to check it to make sure that I haven't violated any guidelines or anything like that. Now, if I were to go here and look at my reports for this particular book, okay, and I simply wanted to see, it looks like I've only sold one book since the beginning of the month, and this book has been out for 15 days now. So it looks like I'm not doing very well at promoting my own book, which is really sad, and I don't understand why. Hopefully these keywords are going to help. Okay, so taking a look at my report, this is a brand new book that just came out, and I didn't expect to have very many sales to start with because I really hadn't done much to promote the book. I hadn't done a full launch. I did a small launch, but nothing major, and that was okay. I was more interested in finding out some things before I launched the book, but one of the things that I didn't realize is I wasn't able to go and change a subtitle once the book was published. And so that was really sad. So unless I were to come out with a second edition, which means changing something about this book, then I'm not able to change the subtitle of the book. Now, I don't know if changing those keywords and making them a little bit more searchable, I think I did a fairly good job. There were just some minor changes that Grok had actually suggested I make, and I went and made them. Now I'll get to follow and track the progress on that. I don't know. Do keywords really make that big of a difference? Well, I'm kind of thinking they do make some difference because Amazon is actually a big search engine. But now maybe your book has the word cup in it, and somebody is on Amazon and they're searching for a new cup for their house, for their kitchen, or a new coffee maker, and your book has the word coffee maker in it. Then when somebody is searching for that, your book might accidentally pop up in their search. Have you ever had that happen? I have. I've gone to Amazon to search for things, and all of a sudden they recommend a book, and I think this is really stupid. This book has nothing to do with what I'm searching for. And when you're putting your book up there, you need to use words that people might actually be searching for. But for now, we've done this and we'll see if it works. Oh, and if you're interested, you can always take my course on writing and publishing your book, and I'll leave a link for that in the description. So hope to see you in the next video, and let's see if this works.